I ordered a Domino's pizza last night.
Okay.
For the first
Not
time.
for,
Like,
don't care.
Barbecue chicken?
And like, first time in about like 15 years or so.
What? That you ordered Domino's?
Yeah, I don't remember the last time I ordered Domino's.
So it's
maybe
like
not 15
someone's
years.
basement. One of your boys' basement.
The last time I ordered pizza in general was like 5 years ago.
Well, that's a mistake.
Nah, but Domino's, like that long ago, that's like we were hanging out in that guy's basement who let us spit in his basement. We don't need to say their names. But we had a buddy who's like
JT.
One of the coolest parts about going to his house was like, he was like, you could spit inside. And so we'd like chill and be 15 or 14 and like spit on the carpet.
It's not chill, but I have extreme spit accuracy. Like I can spit and like hit almost any target pretty well.
That's impressive.
With like good velocity.
You do
I like that story.
I've never discussed this with me, and I know what the spit looks and sounds like. It shoots like it is. It's like a glob with like a noise. Is that what it sounds like coming out?
No, it's not quite like that because that's more like between your teeth. No, this is more like you use the tongue for velocity with the.
He knows what he's doing.
Oh,
don't question his methods.
No, I just think I've been around it. But I've never spoke about that with him. But like I have seen him toss a glob.
Like my ratio when I walk down the street and I spit between the cracks of the sidewalk, I'm probably like 90% hitting in between the cracks.
You're out here making spitting on the floor sport.
Yeah,
you would have loved this. You would have loved this basement.
And you're bringing it up as if we know like what the different challenges are. You're like, you know the one with the sidewalk cracks. You know,
hold on.
Like we don't know
you
what
never
your
play any
goals
games
are.
walking down the sidewalk, looking at like where you step and stuff like that. You never consider that. You never get into like a little mode.
I didn't say I don't play any games. I just don't play spit games.
I play one game, and the game is called 3, and I play it all the time.
Okay,
yeah, sure.
When I get up from here, it sounds like it, right? A disorder? Well, it keeps pretty fucking orderly. So
yeah, exactly.
Sounds like the opposite. Maybe.
Sounds like a system.
When I get up and I'm going to go to the stairs, like I'm going to get to the stairs in 9 steps because that's 3 threes.
Oh no! See,
At
I was
any
joking
moment,
when I said it was a disorder.
No, I know this.
No, but at any moment, the game turns off.
I'm never like don't let him control the volume on a TV, bro.
I could always
make it in the threes.
I could always if I show you my alarms now, like it's 10:02, 9:03, 6:54, because those are it's all 3. But it doesn't have to be like that. Who cares if when I put the time in the microwave? Doesn't matter.
Now you're lying.
You know what I mean? It doesn't matter. But
what matters to you?
No, I'm saying like I do it. It's just not. It's not a disorder because like what? Oh yeah, we gotta put 24 seconds. Okay, so put 25, bro. It's a second longer. Seems you are the one who now has the disorder.
No,
being a second late to your hot pocket.
I have the same one.
But wait, I could do it all step, and at any point I could just stop. I could be like, it's not it anymore. But like, I do it for fun all the time. Like when I go to steps, there's an 80% chance when I get 2 steps, I will get to the top of that. Indivisible by 3, and the only disorderly thing about it, other than 100% of everything about it, is that like when I get to the top, I might do like a strange step. You would only see it if you really paid attention, and I would be aware getting to it. I'm like, oh, I can only do this if I do
You're
the
like time to take form.
Yeah, and I'll do like a little double step. It would look weird.
Because you're trying to make it work. You're trying to make the number
exactly,
work.
And that's where like it starts to affect your life. You know.
Okay.
I know all too well.
This is more of a confession than a story.
How did we get so deep inside my brain? I've never shared
because this guy spits in cracks and thinks that we know about his challenges.
Well, I kind of do.
I should.
I'm asking 90%. Now. I'm like, have you ever played 3s?
I got a 90% hit ratio, so I mean, listen, I'm deadly with that.
Okay. I just go old school. I just try to not step on the cracks. Like
you were so trustworthy of his ratio there. Would you say 98%?
I said 90%, 9 out of 10. I'm hitting that. You can look it off like it's nothing.
Well, I'm just saying 9 out of 10. Like, fine, not that good. I don't think. It cracks.
Sorry,
a spit cracks. Like I don't think you're that good at spit cracks if you're 9 out of 10. Like,
you takes off his sweater. He has cracks merch on. Like
you think you'll walk down the street while you're walking land your spit between the crack of the sidewalk each time? Every time.
First
Like,
of
you think
all-
you did it 9 out of 10 times?
First
of
time.
all, what am I
every
like
time.
10 inches taller than you?
Yeah,
my
no.
baby cousin, I'm like 10 inches taller than you. First, so it's so much more difficult.
This,
to play
this is
spit
all
cracks.
you. You're just coping. You're just coping with the fact that your hit ratio is probably like 5%.
Listen, at 6'9", you
That's
don't
what
play
you're
spit
coping
cracks anymore.
Oh yeah, you don't
You don't, because you're not destined to do it. You're not the guy. I happened to me with skateboarding. I was like, I can't do this. I'm too tall. Snowboarding, I'm like, I'm never gonna be upside down in the air. I don't know why I dream about it all the time. And now, like spit cracks, dropped that shit like 10 years ago, bro. You know how the wind changes.
There's a direct
everything.
line from my skateboard abilities to my spit crack abilities, and they're both very good.
Unverified, also.
That's the best kind of way to do it. Okay, in all seriousness, can you give me an intro? Because we never had an intro.
We're back with the Binge Eater Podcast with the it's like SNL, but
it's the first artificial moment we had.
What?
First artificial moment we had in the whole like conversation, so it hit weird.
Yeah, but I was really high when I did it though, so
That works.
Yep. Okay.
You know what's interesting? Today, I have a very strong feeling. Today,
It's called gas.
I feel like a burger without cheese. Today, I feel like broccoli. Today, I feel like that expired item that's stuck on the shelf. Today, oh, this is dumb. I did it wrong.
What do you mean? I was like, I want to know where you were going.
Yeah. This is like
You know
the
where-
fucking
hold on.
locker
You
room
didn't lose me
speech
yet.
from Any Given Sunday here.
You didn't catch the FIFA president explaining why they should have a soccer
Oh,
tournament in Qatar?
and he's
he
like,
just did this.
today I'm a gay man.
Oh my god, that was
Did
the
you catch that?
worst.
I
The
actually
problem was you like kind of did better than that. I was like, hold on. I'm like, I'm like, I didn't hit the gym today. I should.
you know what?
Yeah,
you did, like
but
you did like a Dwight Schrute at the fucking sales convention speech.
Do you know anything about FIFA? Do you know anything that's been going on with FIFA in the last, like, I don't know, many years? How corrupt they've been, and like the fact that they're holding the World Cup, which can't just happen. Like the World Cup just started in Qatar, is like very, very controversial because guys are getting paid like $1.5 million each under the table to essentially make it happen. Like they beat out the US of A to run the tournament and had 0 soccer stadiums available to them. They had to build the entire infrastructure to make it happen over 10 years.
Yeah,
so they're
they
getting
built entire
absolutely
cities that weren't there using this slave labor where they like import people and take away their passports and
yeah, and like it's like all these like human rights issues. You can't drink alcohol in Qatar. You can't be gay in Qatar. Okay, and so people are like really up in arms about it.
I wasn't gonna be.
The media's.
there goes Harley's Friday night plans.
Yeah,
I wasn't gonna be.
Yeah, but they what they did is the media's been like going hard at it. It's been like a really big topic. I know none of you guys care about sports, but I'm forcing this issue here. I just need you to listen to it. I know it's
FIFA's not sports. It's like the
Just so you
FIFA
know.
scandal extends beyond sport interest because like my girlfriend hates sports, and I wish like we had her on this episode because she's like super up on all the FIFA details.
I was gonna say I actually know quite a bit of what's going on with this as well, and it was taking so much for me to not jump in and be like, oh, I also know this. But yeah, like 6,500 people died building the stadium.
Oh, so you've been paying attention.
Yeah, I have. And it's like they told I know Jewish people was last week and it's soccer this week. But all these Jews got there, these religious Jews, and they were like promised like a area to pray and kosher hot food and got neither of them. And they're like, no, that's banned now.
That's hardly the worst atrocity that happened.
No, of course. No, that's just the most
It's like
recent.
the Jews couldn't get their kosher meals.
Yeah.
It was also,
well, I'm sure
the
it's
crazy part is that
important
Budweiser-
to them. Okay.
Budweiser is a main sponsor, and they like 2 days before the tournament started, they're like, actually, we're not going to allow beer to be sold in the stadium.
Yeah. Yeah, they
Yeah, like,
dropped
no.
it on them.
I was
out
I
of
was just
nowhere.
flexing my knowledge on it by bringing up even like
Okay, but did you watch the
The-
speech though?
the little things. I definitely watched the speech, and I'm gonna watch it again. I enjoyed it, and after all this hype, I can only enjoy it more because it was terrible.
The reason why I also got caught up in this because Netflix just dropped a 4-part docu-series about FIFA and the corruption
Yeah.
of FIFA, and
Yeah.
I have to I just banged that out over the weekend.
That's what my girlfriend.
I wish I
did,
knew.
too.
Why wouldn't
She
you
got
text
down on
me?
that.
Why
I'm
would you
telling
guys tell
everyone
me
right
about
now.
that?
Everyone listening right now, you need to watch this. It's very.
I'm reading about the
enjoyable.
fucking Jews who are mad that they're not getting hot dogs.
You're lost.
Yeah.
They're not
You're
getting
lost
fucking
right now.
their hot dogs,
Yeah.
and you guys are out
No,
here
no.
getting caught up on the lore without what?
I didn't see that. I did see John Oliver from Sunday that talked all about this and talked about
you're
the
looking for-
conditions that the migrant workers had and showed how they lived in it. It was 600 people sharing a kitchen,
It's gross.
and they had bathrooms and stuff, but there were no showers, and it was just like thousands of people, hundreds
So-
of thousands.
Oh,
of
I
people
got a
living
great,
in
and I
tiny
got it.
places.
And get this, they're the first host country to ever have their team lose the first game
Right.
in the history of the World Cup.
It's supposed to be a really good thing when you host a World Cup. It's a big deal,
Yeah.
right? And
Well-
they're catching so much heat for this because the reason why I recommend the docuseries is because what Donnie explains is sort of what happened with this now, right? Like what everyone's talking about now. But this docuseries explains how they even got to the point where someone like Qatar wins the World Cup for 2022.
Yeah. They were
And
taking bribes.
just understanding how corrupt
I've been
how
hearing
much
this for a
money
while.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
This
it's been around
year
for a long
really
time.
shined a
FIFA's
spotlight
like-
on it.
FIFA has been eating shit for a good 3-4 years at this point.
Okay, wait. Muscles glasses, pull up the clip of the speech, please.
I have very strong feelings. I can tell you that. Today I feel Qatari.
Liar.
Today I feel Arab. Today I feel African. Today I feel gay.
Me too.
Today I feel
Me too.
disabled. Today I feel a migrant worker. I'm European. Actually, I am European. Not just I feel European.
He looks like Goro, my dog.
I think for what we Europeans have been doing.
What do you think of that
for
opening line?
3,000 years,
His opening lines there.
Listen to me. FIFA president, that's what he came with. 6,500 people dead. This is what he came with. I feel gay. Literally what he said. That's his quote. I feel gay today. Bro, don't put that on
Like-
them.
Yeah. He's like making it out like it's hard on him right now.
Yeah.
But how about the fact that it's hard on him? He understands because he was redhead. Do you think that's how redheads feel?
I think that's
her-
maybe, he lived through the 90s where the South Park created this ginger meme. And
No, he wasn't touched by that.
I don't
Touched
think
by
this
that.
guy
no,
was
I think
paying
that's what
But
this is.
It's straight up though, straight up.
Lynch
like,
didn't react at first. He was like, okay.
I got something to say here because I actually pulled something for the Reddit boys specifically, being Donnie and Harley. I went to Reddit's this page, which I'm sure you're aware of, called "Am I the Asshole?" And someone tells a story about a topic I do think about quite a bit, and
Oh, no.
someone basically tells a story. I don't know if we want to read the whole thing, but they talk about a tipping scenario they got involved in. And I don't know if
I
you've
love
been
the
catching
tipping discussion.
right.
I
So-
do. I am a big fan of the discussion.
Yeah. And I see where this story goes, and I
What-
already have
I tip, by the way, obviously, where I'm from. Like it's just the thing you do. It's just part of how it is. Everything's a discussion, guys. Relax. I'm not saying
more
anything.
and
I'm
more
just
now,
saying.
too.
Do you want to know what they
I
said
tip
in this,
like
or you
20%.
just jump right into what you do?
Let me read it out. Am I the
Um,
asshole? This is 2 days ago, so it's pretty fresh. Am I the asshole for asking a worker to refund my tip? I don't know this, by the way. By the way, just reading that from the gut, straight up, yeah. Straight up, but I'm
let
gonna
him
keep
finish.
Going. I just
let
want
him
to
finish.
are people not interested in where I'm at right now?
I want to hear.
Do you feel you don't feel anything right now? Am I the asshole? If someone comes, you're like, yo, am I the asshole for asking a worker to refund my tip?
Well, I don't want to do any spoilers, but I've asked for a tip back. So read the fucking story, please.
Oh,
yes.
fuck,
Can't
bro.
wait
I don't
for
even.
this.
Oh,
Yeah, here we
shit.
go.
Yeah, it's fire, bro. Okay. I went into a burrito bowl place to order takeout. They had this new tip option on the card reader that they've never had before. The card reader is not touch screen, nor are there tabs on the side to select options. They're just numbers. Before I paid the screen, I'm already changing my answer. Before I paid the screen, asked what amount I wanted to tip, 20%, 25%, 30%, or other. I tried to press the number 4 for other, but the button did not work. I told the worker number 4 did not work and asked the worker what to press for other. She told me 3. Yo. That's the 30%. After I selected 3, it added a 30% tip to my card. I told her I wanted to select other and not 30%. She told me she was not aware that I was not trying to tip, and she thought she remembered the number order. I asked her to refund my tip, and she said that's not possible. Yo. Since they can only refund actual orders if there's something wrong with the food. I told her the card reader buttons were not working properly. It does not have an easy or obvious option to select. No, nor did the right option work. She refused to refund me, saying it wasn't that much anyway. I need to know. My people need to know. I asked to speak to the manager, telling the manager they need a more user-friendly option to select no on the card reader. The manager told me all card readers are like this. It's not other places. Other places have a no option in touch screen. Okay. She told me my tip would really be appreciated and help her staff since the holidays are coming up, and this could be my way to make someone's day. Yo, this manager, that's so dirty to the customer.
He's like
but
forcing
really
a
hype,
moment.
really hype for their employee, I guess. If I were that employee, being like, no, can't give tips. Okay, wait. Sorry, I lost myself here for a second. I'm getting caught up in this right now.
I think
She told me my tip would be really appreciated. No, this is important. This holiday thing. The manager being like, oh, yeah, it would help with the holidays.
Okay,
I told her that because they're using a system like this, they don't care about their customers, let alone their workers. If they need to even rely on scamming people to get tips, and I want a refund. Interesting. The manager asked me why I selected a 30% option. Let me sip G Fuel real quick. If I wanted other, I told her the number for other did not work. And when I asked her worker about it, she told me the wrong answer. She told me I was gullible and blaming her worker for my own mistake, and out of good customer service, she will refund my tip, but told me this will not happen again.
This guy's getting smoked, or this person's getting smoked.
Hilarious scenario. I'm not. I just scrolled down. I didn't want to see all the comments, but I did just scroll down and accidentally, and I saw the top comment.
NTA.
What does NTA mean, by the way?
Not the asshole.
Oh,
that's usually how this subreddit works.
Yeah, I'm an idiot. I thought it was like something to do with the pad there.
The tipper.
They're trying to scam tips. I would report them to corporate. Okay. I disagree with that. I also think not the asshole. Absolutely not the asshole. But like,
well, let's state, or all of us state. I also agree. Not the asshole.
Definitely
Pretty
not
easy.
the asshole. Not even close.
okay, real quick. There are scenarios where there are 2 assholes or 2 not the assholes.
Sure.
What would you rank both of these?
It really depends on what 30% equals. Is it $2 or $5?
Well, she got it back. So to look
Okay,
at the
sure.
whole package, what do you say at that point?
No, because that interaction alone is just like, all right, like you're telling me how to live my life about my tip, like fuck you. Type
The holidays line is crazy.
Yeah,
Your
the
employees'
line
holidays-
is crazy. The gullible line is even crazier.
That line, because that's a crazy line for the boss to come be like, let me talk to the manager. I just want you to refund my money and I'll give you 18%, which I thought I was going to do. And then the manager comes and they're like, no, It's the holidays. Wait, you're not going to give a fat tip to my employee for the holidays? That's a crazy line to say to someone.
Yeah.
Because wouldn't you be like, why don't you give them a fat bonus for the holidays? This is your responsibility, these fucking people.
See, I think what's happened is like this is almost a spillover from the pandemic. Because during the pandemic,
He's right.
tipping became a very different decision.
Yeah.
It became more of like a collective, we're supporting this industry. A lot of
It
people were
became a
losing jobs.
virtuous activity.
They
Yeah,
were
for
like,
sure. Like,
bro, he's outside in the snow on a bicycle with your food in a backpack.
Yeah.
In a
Give him
mask.
give him a couple
Even
bucks.
restaurants. Look, even restaurants, I would consider the fact that at that point in time when everything's locked down, but all these people who were helping us idiots who sit around our house, like get our food or make our food, like at that point, what we would consider very risky, you know, like going to work at a grocery store or something, you know, like while we're sitting at home, fucking recording.
My
something.
job was fucking risky. I was working through all of that.
Right?
Yeah. I don't think tips really increased for me at all. But
maybe that's because you were one of those sort of frontline workers who had to deal with it. And you're like, well, I'm dealing with it, so it doesn't really change my life. But someone like me or Harley were ready to partake because my life didn't require me to go and take.
No,
any
I
type
mean,
of
I
risk.
I meant because some people. Anyways, yeah.
No, I don't understand.
I meant because people tip me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, exactly. It's not often, but people do.
I was
tip
going
me
to
at
say,
work.
But
we're
hold on,
not
do they
going to
tip
talk
you pre-pandemic or or during pandemic.
In general, pre-pandemic as well.
It's a job where he does.
Now we're getting
it's
something
a-
interesting here.
It's a job where he does house calls, and I know that no one would ever
That
tip
sounds really
that type
bait.
of job. No one would ever tip that, and I tip that.
Yeah.
I always tip that person.
So what?
It's no, yeah. Most people don't tip like a tradesman that's coming to your house.
But what, Lynch? You don't like tipping?
I tip. I have a whole system, in fact, for tipping.
Of course
on.
you do.
You want to know what my
You
system
do it.
is?
You do
Well,
it
the system
without
is
touching
what?
the other person's hand.
You move the decimal over by one and time.
No,
it
here's
by
what it
two,
is. Here's what it is.
Divide
first
by
of all,
your age.
I don't do Uber anything. I don't Uber Eats. I don't Uber anywhere. Everything's me picking it up. I do pick up.
It's not an
Uber
Uber.
restaurant. And so if I do pickup, pre-pandemic, automatic 10% on the bill.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm doing pickup, I order, I'm picking it up. I'll just drop a 10% on there for the staff, you know, but no one's serving me other than making my food essentially, right? I feel like that's fair for me. And then if I'm in a restaurant, it's minimum 20% depending on the service for a restaurant. Then we get into more quick sort of stuff where it's transactional almost, you know, like say you go to like a shake place or something like that. Something where you're in and out very quick. That one I do tip. But I've been noticing that the tip percentages have gone up to a place that seems ludicrous
Yeah.
to me now. It's like
They're
all of a
creepy.
sudden I'm getting like a shake that takes like, it's not like someone's in the back cooking up a steak and serving me and talking to me about all this
But-
stuff and treating me to an experience. They're making me something, yes, and I'm paying a lot of money for that already.
You're
Like,
talking
minimum
about
20%
something. You're
to
talking about
30%.
something that's real, actually. And I was going to bring it up on this. What this person doesn't know, the 20, 25%, and 30%, at least here in Montreal, we pay we pay 15% taxes. The tip adds the taxes. That's what most of these places do, is that it takes your total with the 15% tax and then does 20, 25, 30 on the tax too. So you're tipping on the tax.
Which is bullshit.
And a lot of people don't know that. They just choose one of the options and do it. But
Right,
truth
they're
be
stupid.
told, like when you do 20%, you're already in like the 23% area. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I
mean,
had to get to that.
No, but what I want to say is when it comes to this scenario, it really depends on how much money is the 30%. I'm like you. I feel like Harley and I are very similar. I go to a restaurant, if someone I don't like splitting the bill. I won't sit around negotiating the bill and splitting it all up. It's like I'm going to go somewhere, and if it becomes that scene, I'll just pay to get out of this scenario. I don't want to deal with it. You know, I don't like those interactions where we're sitting around negotiating about who did what. You know what I mean? I will never put myself in a bad situation like that. But at the same time, like when it comes to tipping, like if someone pisses me off, I'll do it. I'll leave. I'll never go in that scenario ever again in my life. I'm never going back to that restaurant. I'm never dealing with that manager again. It's like you're cut off 100%. But this is like, I don't know.
Am I the asshole?
Do you agree with me though? Do you agree with me, Harley, that you and I would be similar in how we would manage some type of like scenario like this?
Yeah.
Just move on.
We literally, if you thought I spent a lot of money on Uber, guys, let me tell you how many expensive dinners me and Lynch bought because we were just like, well, I don't know, let's just pay for it. I don't know if I can talk to that guy and like split it up. Like, who's the guy here even? We're like at a dinner with like 5 guys, burgers and fries. No, there's like 5, and like you don't know. It's like a weird thing, and it's just like when it comes, like I'm ready to buy whatever anyone eats.
Am I buying Casey Neistat's shrimp cocktail?
Here's a rule that I follow in all scenarios.
I bought his shrimp tail.
If it's unclear, what?
Fruit. That's what I was going for, but it's really
nasty.
If it's unclear, if you're going into a dinner scenario and it's unclear how the payment, and you might think someone's going to pay for a dinner, never, ever, ever, ever walk in there unprepared to pay for your food. Ever. Very important.
It's always scary when you're going out for dinner with somebody who's like really loaded, but you don't want to impose on them like, oh, they're automatically paying. But they also kind of made the invitation sort of arbitrarily. It's unclear who's paying.
You say no.
You know what though?
Say no.
But you know what, Donnie?
So I always order like I'm paying.
But here's the thing, Donnie.
Yes.
But here's the thing. When you move like me, you get to this place, and this is just how much of a fat ass I am. I don't want them to pay because I want to order like hungry. I'm ordering.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so, because when I order for me, like you were like, yeah, I order for me. Like when someone's paying for me, I don't order like me. I'm like, oh, thank you. One regular, please.
Yeah.
That's enough.
Yeah,
for me.
You're actually. It's funny. I don't want to flip flop, but you are kind of right there. It's if I'm going to a nice place and I'm deciding I'm going to go nuts, then I'm definitely going to hold back when I find out someone else is paying.
Yeah,
because you're gonna get good stuff, and you're just gonna be appreciative that you got anything without having to pay.
Yeah, and
I could have eaten more,
Yeah, I recognize that. I do tell people. I let people. I'm like, yo, you go off. You go off here right now.
If I could bring this up, I actually spoke to my dad, and he told me he has been listening, and he told me he remembers these farts.
He remembers
these fart stories.
But who does he hate the most, though?
He didn't tell me that, but he did tell me that he
such a liar. This guy. Come on.
I like how everything is a competition and a sport. Like you see the sidewalk, you're like spit cracks. He's like, my dad listens. He's like, who's he hate the most?
Yeah, I don't even know. I don't think he hates anyone.
You're almost changing the rules. Like maybe you think like he would hate you the most, so you make it like who's he hate the most. Like the worst thing is actually the victory. There, you're like, who's he hate the most? Probably me, eh?
I hope so. My point is, he did bring up how sometimes we start stories and don't finish them, and that's a segue into me saying, "Let me tell you about the time I asked for my tip back." I was at a restaurant in Montreal. It's like a Mexican place, like a well-known taco place, and they include in some fine print that I didn't see at the bottom of the receipt. It says something like a 17% gratuity is included. I did not see that. And for context, usually at the bottom of the receipt, there's a bunch of bullshit. Sometimes it's just computer code. It's not even actual writing addressed to you.
They're supposed to tell you this, by the way.
Exactly.
You're
not.
They did not tell us this. So
kind of like getting
not at all
tips, to be honest with you.
So then the build up.
What you're talking about the sports game?
And this is.
I don't want to get into it. Let Donnie.
Because it's not like
way
that.
Pre-COVID.
It is though, but okay.
This is way pre-COVID and. Big tips aren't, most people tip 15%. I think I tipped them 20%. This guy, I'm losing him. Anyway, so I realized that I gave these people like 35 fucking percent. Because of this little scammy loophole they pulled. So I noticed this at the end, and then I went and spoke to the manager, and I was like, hey, no one told me about this pre-tip thing in the price. And he was like, oh, yeah. And he's like, yeah, you're supposed to know before you pay. And I was like, cool. I didn't. No one told me, and I tip. And he was like, oh, there's nothing I could really do.
What?
And then I kind of got to the point that you guys are describing where it's like, all right, where am I going to take this? Well, how far am I willing to take this? Because at the end of the day, I'm asking for what, like $7 back?
Can I ask one question? You were by yourself, and there was a gratuity added.
No,
automatically?
it was a big fucking table.
So that's why they added the they didn't add a gratuity to just the one person. It's like a gratuity for having 8 people or something like that.
You could be aware of that.
Well, no,
that once you're more than like 5 or 6, it might have that. It might have that.
Right, like guys.
I've made the mistake, by the way.
Yeah,
I have made this mistake.
No,
I have
tipped, to tell you.
I have tipped on an included gratuity that I wasn't aware about because I wasn't notified. And
exactly. No, Donnie, they're supposed to tell you no matter what.
So I asked for it back, and he said no. He basically, like, you know, the long and short of it is he was like, I can't really do. And I was like, okay, so I'll never be back, and that's all you can do, really.
One thing we didn't actually determine in this whole conversation is what is the, like, I gave my tipping strategy, and I did say that I think the pandemic has led to this sort of tipping
higher, and the pre-tips that are on the machine when they hand it to you have gone up
a lot.
I operate on a couple moves here. This is like one rule that I've had since the beginning, and I've always operated on it. If you give me something free, whether the waitress was like, oh, I forgot to ring up your Diet Coke, and it's like a $3 drink at restaurants, usually here, or the owner comes by and here's a free appetizer. I want you to try it, Mr. Bacon Guy from the internet 8 years ago. That exact value goes to the tip all the time, every single time. The waitress is like if they brought me an appetizer, like I just throw $10 extra onto the thing because it's just cool. Pay it forward instantly, negate the karma, like it just like balance it out, and it's just chill. I am automatically 20%. For you to get to 30% by organic means, not by artificially inflating with the $10 appetizer maneuver or anything like that, you have to physically, like, something physical about you has touched my heart. Not only was everything the way it was, but you like walked like a limp or had a hair, something about you. I was like,
so
what about their posterior chain?
On it, yeah, like something like, if they have a limp and like a weird shoulder and it's December, 100%. We're hitting.
So are you advocating for like restaurateurs to go around like maiming their servers to get more tips? Or
no, because
they could just fake a limp without actually maiming them.
Yeah, I think. Somehow we've got to talk about the tip. I could go on for this for a long time.
I think we're on this.
There's lots to unpack.
We fucking did, baby.
On it, you know. But
what else
and I'm off it. Like, fuck tipping. I'm off it.
No, but
I'll never tip
you're
again.
Right. You're right.
No,
I'm done with it.
Special move.
I'm announcing my retirement from tipping.
The reason why it's probably it's a discussion because I've seen it around a lot on some of my news programs that I've been watching. Discussing the idea of tipping because inflation has been so bad.
The fuck are you talking about? News programs? So news programs you've been watching? Yahoo News?
No, Yahoo. CBC. I saw CBC did a little special on it actually, and I was like, oh, okay.
I only watch big specials. Okay, continue.
Okay.
This guy watching little specials.
One move I want to just like the one thing that I do want to ask you about, and this is random, but when you go to a restaurant, my objective is to get the food, eat the food, leave. Okay, that's my objective. That's primary objective for me. My wife, she wants to go get the food, have a conversation.
Sorry, have a conversation
for longer
with who?
Obviously with me or fucking friends, whatever.
She's not having a conversation. No, she's not having a conversation with you at dinner.
That's true. Yeah,
there's no way. No one expects
over the years we've been together, she's learned that that's not actually going to happen.
I find this funny. I see where you're going with this, and let me just fucking jump right in and say that when I'm done eating at a restaurant, I feel like my chair is on fire.
Yeah, I stand up.
Like I want to get the fuck out.
Yeah,
I totally agree with you. Unless it's like a really
Okay, but
nice
what do you
place
do?
with a
What do you
really
what do you
good-
do to get out of there? Because I just stand, I have a move. I just
I
stand
agree.
up.
When I'm waiting
I
for
just
my
stand up.
bill, if I'm
Wait, but
waiting
your
for
move
my
doesn't
bill and
work,
it's not really
Lynch.
working,
It does work.
I will
It actually works
it does.
every single time I
It
get
does.
up.
You,
I
you
stand
get
up
in
and
trouble with your wife. She's like, sit your
No, I
ass
don't.
down. I thought you told me she's
no.
like, I'm still eating. Why are you standing with your jacket on?
Well, so it's time.
He's
to hurry
chewing
up.
the
It's
last
time
bite.
to go. Yeah, it's time
Yeah.
to go. That's the universal signals. I need to get the fuck out of here. And I promise you, within a minute, someone's bringing a bill to you, and you're paying it, and you're leaving.
Oh no! When I want the bill, yeah.
Yeah, when you
stand
want
up.
the
Easiest
bill,
thing,
you
stand up and you start to touch your coat.
Yeah.
Yes, because they're worried you're going to leave, not pay for your
But
bill.
like,
yours sounds a lot more frantic and like deliberate.
Oh, bro, he stands up right away. He's told me that he does he stands up, puts the jacket on, even if he took his jacket off, even. And then
Yeah,
for sure,
right.
bro, he's swinging invisible golf swings for sure.
Not even that.
Arms swaying.
I've used it as a
clapping in
negotiating
front of him,
point.
sway and a clap. You know.
I've
You're like,
negotiated
look,
my
my
way
coat
into
is
a
on. I will
reservation.
get the fuck out of here right now.
No, I've negotiated my way into a reservation or to get into a restaurant. Like I was going to Morton's down the street one time, and like, oh, we're really busy. I'm like, listen, this is the kind of customer I am. I'm coming there. I'm ordering my food. I promise you, I'm leaving immediately. So whenever your next reservation is, let me know. I'm ready to go. I promise.
I've
I'm
walked into places that are gonna close in like 10 minutes. And like I'll walk in, I'll be like, I don't need to be here, up to you, but I know exactly what I want. We could do it right now and I'll take it to go.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, honestly, you could eat here. Yeah, we're good. Let's go. What
Sometimes
do
you got to
want?
provide the context because
I
they're always
do tell
like,
them.
oh no, we're too busy. It's
Yeah,
too busy.
and they don't
It's
want to
like,
have to be assholes and tell somebody. They don't
You
want to
gotta
put
tell them
themselves
up
in a
front.
position where they have to tell you.
right. So it's another good tactic. So you were agreeing. So you like to get. You don't like the seat is on fire for you. I'm glad.
Seat is on
Donnie.
fire. I am
Love
on
that.
my feet.
I don't
that.
like to just sit around for no reason, you know?
Unless you're at your house. Yeah.
Yeah, but when I'm when I'm there at the restaurant and I'm done eating, I might be the last person to stand up because they're like, "Oh, let's go," and I'm like, "Hold on, you should see what these idiots said about Star Wars."
Oh.
I'm in the middle of typing out a 1,500 word paragraph on Instagram. Do you
I
mind
gotta
sitting
say,
down
Harley-
for 12 minutes for no reason at all, but for me to continue this fucking nonsense?
Harley
Thank you.
on the phone. Harley on the phone at the restaurant is not a fun position to.
Oh, it's not a
be
fun
a witness of.
position. Oh.
No,
Yeah.
But are you,
You get to-
eating?
you get such
You
a
get to
different
eat
Harley.
food. We get
That's
to
like
eat.
Harley. That's like Harley driving the car on the
Lynch,
phone.
I wouldn't even say
Or on the
anything,
phone
bro.
and
You should
driving
go.
the car.
You should see Lynch is not on the phone, but you just watch a vacuum cleaner suck up the whole plate of food, not say anything to you. And actually, he might
And then stand
grunt
up
at
and
you
be
and
like,
point
"Let's
at
get the
something
fuck
that
out
he wants you to pass to him.
No, I've had to practice. I've been practicing the last couple of years.
Couple of years.
Yeah, because you got to go. This guy's got to go to like business lunches at the Soho House.
Yeah,
No,
you need to go to finishing school.
Okay, here's one of the segments because I'm come across this every single week. It's just like some product or thing that these companies are coming up with, and I guess Cheetos is back at it this time with the Cheetos Duster.
Duster.
It's basically a grinder, what I would say probably like a weed grinder for Cheetos, or just a food processor that's branded. And you
is
can
that what
sprinkle
they're
Cheeto dust,
claiming?
which they call Cheeto, on anything you want. And on Epic Mealtime, we actually have used Cheetos for many meals before.
Oh, it's smart. It's just a shit little
Yo.
blender.
Are they pretending it's actually for Cheetos and not for weed?
I
Both.
think it's for both. How gross would that be?
Shit,
If you put your weed after you do the Cheeto dust, you grind up some Cheetos and you're like, all right, I'm gonna hit the
No,
weed
I mean,
now.
look, it's got to be one or the other. But my
What if you're
dude,
crazy though? What if you're a crazy
this
guy?
is dope because when we were in high school, we had a buddy with an older brother that had a coffee grinder, like an electric coffee grinder to bit up the weed, and it was the coolest fucking thing, and we all wanted it, but nobody could actually maintain that as a kid in high school in your room, you know? A coffee grinder full of fucking crystals. So
And that was
this
the
is
best part. I remember seeing that empty coffee grinder getting like banged out, like the electric.
Yeah, all the
crystals.
trichromes
You
coming
wanted-
out. Yeah,
You wanted to be there, like for that when that got twisted.
for
up.
that joint. Yeah.
Well, that's clutch. That's always the
But
most clutch.
this is the type of coffee grinder you would have been able to get your hands on in high school. Like some shit that's going to come free with with a bag. Or maybe not, right? This is going to be an Amazon order.
It's a partner with Amazon. It's like $20 to buy this.
Okay, so it's basically the exact same thing that we couldn't get in high school. All right, forget everything I just said.
What a crazy... Like, where are we at now? Every week, it's something new.
Every week you bring us this pairing.
There's always something going down. It's like, okay.
Yeah, there's always a collab.
They're always doing the most. It's like, all they have to do is put the food at the front of the store, and I'm going to buy it. They don't need to do all this extra shit for me. It's not
They
necessary.
should not be doing this. This is a thing that nobody asked for and nobody needs. It's like, hey, do you like our product? You'll like it even better broken in this extra thing we're selling you.
Yeah,
We
I
need
literally did that with like my fists with hundreds of Cheetos, and then covered a huge pork loin with it. And
Yeah.
I was like, it's a big Cheeto now, made
Right.
of pork.
But you
Even
got by
better.
without this.
Then I got my
without
dick
this.
sucked on set.
Haha.
Zah.
By Muscle's glasses.
Yeah, he was on that Zaza.
I wonder how much money they
Muscle's
spent
glasses on that
this entire campaign.
Zaza. What?
Did you guys go to their fucking Amazon page? Did you see
Muscle's
how much
glasses
effort
is
they put into
Amazon
this?
Zaza page?
Yeah, I see how much effort they put into the marketing here.
It's insane. It's
Yeah, because the cursor is a thumbprint, and that's pretty cute. The
Yeah.
cursor is like it's like a
It's a Cheeto thumbprint.
Cheeto thumbprint.
Cheeto thumbprint.
How stoned you got to be to buy this, honestly.
Let's find out. Harley, bring me a bag of
Okay,
weed.
well, hold on. Now they're wilding out. It says put Cheeto dust on any meal you can think of.
Cereal.
One of the things listed here
Cheetos.
is an acai bowl. It's like what?
Oh,
No, that's
now
not
they're
wrong.
just tripping, bro.
No, that's not wrong.
That's not wrong.
nah.
No.
Come on.
This is.
Tuna
I
fish
feel like this
sandwiches?
is how dill pickle chips were invented. Was some kind of fuck up like this.
No, I
Like,
don't
you're gonna
think
find some sneaky good flavor.
I mean, like I know when I eat an acai bowl, I like to feel like I'm doing well for myself, and I don't want to intrude that by adding Cheetos to it. I've eaten enough dumb stuff in my life though that I don't ever have to do something like that. It makes me just feel away. So, but this, when I think about it, that could add to an acai bowl. It's
Bro.
spice and it's crispy powder. Like you put it on sushi. It works well on sushi, this stuff.
Okay, what about that? It has one here. That old box of peanut brittle. That's not chill. Come on.
I've never mixed this with peanut butter. I'm surprised I never mixed Cheetos with peanut butter. I have no idea what that would be like.
That's the next collabo. Kraft and Cheeto peanut butter.
Yeah. Have you ever,
Guy's eating Kraft peanut butter.
does anyone ever have like a peanut butter grilled cheese? Is that a thing that anyone's ever had? Did we ever make that?
No, we made the Elvis special, which was like fried banana peanut butter or something
I
like
gotta
Yeah.
say, in my older age here, I'm starting to make these litty titty fucking grilled cheese sandwiches nowadays.
What kind of bread?
Where, like just like a Costco organic whole grain kind of bread.
He likes a good cheese.
But yeah, I'll get like a high end cheese, but I'll also saute mushrooms and onions and put either like bacon or some like Spanish Ramon and melt this all into a fucking. And the trick with grilled cheese is to put mayo on the outside of the bread before you grill it in the pan.
You're making so many mistakes right now.
Dude.
That's
What
not
do
a
you
that's
know?
not a
You don't
mistake
even-
though.
Yeah,
Mayo's a
none
good
of these are
move.
mistakes.
If I'm making a grilled cheese,
Okay. First, you're gonna get your Kraft cheese.
has to be guaranteed.
Oh,
Gotta be
okay.
Kraft
See, already,
singles. You
I
have
don't
to
even
do it.
Nah, I'm quitting the podcast. This is the last episode for me,
It's gotta
guys.
be-
Thanks a
it's
lot
gotta
for
be
tuning in.
buttered.
Go to
But this is
gfuel.com.
a
Most amount
problem,
of butter
though.
you've ever seen.
But this is a problem though, for real. Is that
And whole grain bread, no, that's not happening.
it is funny that he would.
So
he's
what are
just-
you talking? White bread and Kraft cheese? This is what you're
No,
coming at me with? This
no,
is your
look at-
counter
look
argument?
at-
No, but the problem is, like, from my opinion, is he's going on. He's saying all this like awesome cheese and how and what it's gonna and how much and then you're like, that's the most wrong thing ever. And then it's like, oh, what is it? And you're like, the usual.
No.
But
because
you're not wrong.
This
because,
guy's like the shit I got in the cafeteria.
But Donnie, you're also wrong though, because you're hating on the OG triple OG approach to it. The mayo on the outside, I do that move. Sometimes I don't. Switching up the bread, I've done so many. Sometimes I don't. The cheese, I actually don't like that cheese. but in the grilled cheese form, that's the best way that
You're right.
cheese
In a
can
grilled
exist.
cheese or in a cheeseburger, like, yeah.
Like, this is so, like, I mean, you can't, neither of you could be hating on the others.
Well, I was just about to
Just
say,
can't.
I would still eat whatever. If you made that grilled cheese right now, I'd still eat it. Like, I'm not.
Me too.
Bro,
And
we
I
never
I'm gonna take a
doubted that.
bite.
Mr. Rose
And I need an
Pizza.
OG one.
We never doubted that.
I
would
need
still
an
take a
OG one,
bite.
but here's the thing. I'm never going to have fucking white bread and Kraft cheese in my house to begin with. So
Okay,
this is
so
coming
this is
from a
where-
guy who already has fancy cheese and whole wheat fucking organic
see.
bread and all that shit.
I'm misrepresenting myself. I'll still go to like Blackbird Bakery and get like a lip bread. You know what I mean? I'll still go get that fancy, like a fancy bread, but it's like a sourdough maybe over.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine when
But
you
I'm
are
not
actually
talking
getting
about-
regular processed cheese, Lynch. When are you getting that? Where did you go?
Just did it recently.
But where
That's
did
when
you
I had
get
to make,
it?
that's why I had to make my declaration again.
But where?
'cause I
The
picked
gas
up-
station? You didn't, like, what grocery
No.
store?
I went to the grocery, like the big grocery store, after going to the bagel shop. Got some mini bagels, got a pat of butter, and
Dude, They
got
probably
a
have
bunch of
such
Mini
good
bagels,
cheese there.
eh? I
I got a
know.
bunch of
When
crap
you get
cheese.
mini
I bet you
bagels?
they have great cheese at that place that you bought all these bagels from.
What do
And
you-
then
I
you
walk in
went
with
to
the-
a
I walk in
fucking
with my
big
wife.
box store and bought yellow plastic bullshit cheese to put in
On
this delicious
purpose.
bread.
Yo, I know.
dude.
I
No.
know.
On
I know
purpose.
when someone's
Thanks for
moving.
tuning in, guys. We're done here.
Listen, I know when someone's moving like they're gonna fuck up, and when you're buying the
Yeah.
mini bagels, I know you're moving like you're gonna fuck up. You're like, how many mini bagels is a bagel? 6? Nope, but we're gonna act like it is. And then you have 24 mini bagels. You're like, what? It's like 3 bagels.
Yeah, exactly.
I know the
Mini.
fuck. That's
It's like
a
the
fuck
mini
up.
fucking the mini chocolate bars on Halloween. You're like, I wouldn't eat like an arrow bar right now, but I'll have 32 mini arrows.
Yeah, equal to an
Equals
amount
to
of arrow
6
bars.
Fucking arrow bars.
An amount of arrow bars that you couldn't even eat if you ate them in the big form for some reason.
Yeah.
Like if
you'd
you
get
grasped
sick after
it
the
that way, your
third.
body would be like, wait, now that I see it,
Even worse, the mini bagels. I don't even sandwich them. I do independent slice, independent butter. I go through it like that.
Yeah.
What do you mean? You butter the entire bagel and eat it?
No,
Like you don't
no,
cut
no.
it in the middle?
Typically, the typical move, and Harley can attest this with the butter cheese combo, because the bagel combo is either you get a peanut butter bagel going, right? Maybe some honey or some jam,
Or
You
cream
get
cheese and jam.
bagels,
You ever
lox,
do
and cream cheese.
You ever do cream cheese and jam?
Yeah.
Yes, I have. Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, go on.
You ever do butter,
then you do
sugar,
bagels, lox,
and
cream
cinnamon?
cheese, or you go
no,
butter-
we've established that.
butter, cheese slice, which I think might be my favorite format, to be honest with you, if I'm going to do bagel, because you usually do all 3. Let's say Harley knows what I'm
Just get
talking about.
something
Like, this is my
simple
favorite
like
also.
Swiss cheese, and it would improve your entire formula.
No, that's very
here.
different. It
No.
is really different.
Very.
There's something
You're changing the
that,
game.
like, I promise you, like, at lunchtime, 100%. But first thing in the morning, it's different. It's got to be. I like to cut a poppy seed Montreal bagel, butter, slice of terrible cheese. I never want to see it at any other time except for right now, or on a grilled cheese, and more butter, and then close that up and mash it together. Squish that boy, squish it flat.
Turn it into the size of a ping pong ball and then eat it.
Yeah, you go through an entire stick of butter, and you're like, oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah. So moves that I started doing, and this is also where you're like fucking up, is standing there and having the butter open and having
No.
cheese, and
Okay.
you're ripping bagel, dunking it in butter, or ripping a piece of
Yeah.
cheese, putting it on top, and popping it
Just
in your
doing
mouth.
that.
Yeah,
Just
because
do
that's when
that.
you're like, yeah, I'm not even having a bagel, just having a little taste.
Yeah. And then you go through 3 bagels like that.
Easy, because it's the
like
little
that.
chocolate bar rule. You can't eat 6
doing it.
bagels. That's so much bagel, but you could have like 40 little bagels. That is like 9 bagels.
No, my wife gets so mad at me. She's like, "You're not even enjoying what you're doing. You're standing at the table. You're standing at the
That was my
counter."
mom. That was like used to be my mom. Like growing up, she'd be like, "You're not even enjoying it." I'm like, "I'm fucking loving it."
Yeah.
Like, and you are.
You're
and
actually
like,
warming up to. You're warming up to the one that you are gonna cut and put in the toaster and do all the things you're supposed to do with. But first, you got to dome like.
activity bagels. These are the ones that you're like, yeah. Well, I'm gonna make a good one, but while that's toasting, I'm gonna quickly make a shit not toast.
Yeah.
Mash that up.
Plus, you're not counting the one that you ate in the car on the way home because it was hot in the paper bag.
Yeah.
You got to eat that one too.
And you do this whole thing. You eat like 2 bagels when really the whole activity is preparing yourself one nice bagel to bring over there and sit down and eat. And then you bring that over your TV. Like you sit down and you mash up that one bagel so fast, and you're like, "Well, this hasn't been enough bagel."
Yeah.
3 bagels, and now I want something sweet.
Oh, you really got me with that bagel, dude. The precursor bagels, the
In your
pre-activity
soul.
bagels.
Yeah.
Like that's just too real.
Eating that bagel while you're making a bagel is
But just you know how dumb it is.
a
Like
tale as old as time.
the bagels like just being ripped apart, and you're just like putting butter on it and like shoving pieces on it. It's just
Oh, you know what?
good and bad at the same time.
I got a Bon Mama advent calendar.
I love how we're here from Cheeto grinder, and now we're at like a Bun Mama advent calendar.
We're
Okay,
literally
go.
we're here from. Can you drink your own piss if you really want to take it all the way
yeah.
back?
If you really, we're here from bacon strips. Okay, so
Yeah.
go.
I got a Bon Mama advent calendar.
What's Bun Mama? Tell everyone because people aren't
Bon
gonna
Mama
know.
is it's a fire jam. Do you know the story? Holocaust
No.
survivor?
No, I don't know the story, and I fucking
love-
it's the only jam I eat, and I don't know the story.
I actually
Is that the
shared this
one
with
with
like,
the like picnic table
Yeah.
like, top to it?
yeah.
And like it looks like it's like local
Yeah, I
to
get
you
down with that.
wherever
Yeah, I
you
get down
are.
with
You're like,
Yeah.
oh, this is from around the corner.
Right.
I share that with people, and they're always like, "No way, I had no idea." It's like it was
and then
like
they stop eating it.
yeah, it was just like not even like necessary to back the jam at that point. You know what I mean? But the founders of Bon Mama helped shelter Jewish people during the Holocaust.
Wow.
Yeah. This
Is that why
low key pretty sick for the jam company to do on top of tasting fucking delicious.
Founded in 1971. Are we sure?
wow.
we just
Get
can't
back
have
to-
one W, bro. Like we literally can't have one W.
Yo, hold on. Founded in 1971. Dude, so listen, they did apparently this Jewish family does claim that
Yeah,
the
they claim it.
founder they claim that the founder's family saved them from the Holocaust, but the family
one
that makes the jam
is
don't
private.
comment on it.
Yeah, they're a private family, and so we can't confirm.
They don't want to lose all their anti-Semitic sales, so they're like, no, we didn't help anyone. Just keep eating the jam.
So you bought it because they help the Jews, or you
No, I bought it 'cause
Bought
it's
it
fucking
'cause it's
delicious.
fucking fire.
And my mom was like, "You know the story, right?" And I was like, "No, what's the story?" And she goes, "Look it up." And I'm like, "I'm standing in the kitchen with you eating a fucking bagel. Why don't you tell me the story?" And she was like, "Trust me, look it up." My mom likes to do that sometimes. Like it's not that easy. I looked it up. Now you look it up. And I was with Julie, and I looked at her, and she was like, "Oh, the Holocaust survivors." I'm like, "Say less, okay."
You know what though? I don't know.
that led you to buy the advent calendar?
I don't.
Oh no,
think-
no.
hold on.
I've tried
Hold on.
I've tried 4 or 5 different flavors of Bon Mama, and I've liked them all. So the idea of trying like one new one a day for a month, exotic, unique ones, was very compelling to me.
You better get a lot of bagels.
Yeah, I don't know how I'm going to eat this. I'm going to like bring it to my dad and watch him eat them every day. He loves jam. That
I'm
pink
closer.
motherfucker.
Fuck. I'm closer to bring it to me. Fuck.
Okay.
Meanwhile, in Japan, they
Fucking
made tasteless-
Batman. That was a Batman transition.
they made a tasteless candy
Tasteless candy.
for people who just want that nice sweet.
Well, no, right? Not sweet.
No, they want the sweet feeling of moisture in their mouth, but none of the sugar that goes with it.
Oh, you'll love
I'd
water.
Yeah, I'd
Yeah,
love
exactly,
to introduce
yeah.
these people to water. Flavorless candy.
I was going to
As
make
a
a
fan
very,
of as a fan of classic candy, I can't say I'm greatly intrigued by this announcement. Tasteless candy.
Seems like a bad call, in my opinion.
tasteless candy. What is it? Is it a suckable?
It's
I mean,
candy.
here,
It's
I
candy
will
for
say-
people that have COVID.
No, I will say this. That's what I'll say. Okay. It is particularly dry right now. Like I do wake up in the middle of the night, which is absolute dryness. My entire,
So wait, let me
Go
jump
on.
ahead and ask you: you want to sleep with a fucking gummy bear in your mouth to resolve this issue? Get a fucking humidifier,
in the middle of that,
bro.
if I could pop, because a cup of water doesn't always satisfy the dryness that it's just running through my nasal cavity all the way down my throat, where I'm like,
You want to crush up a
So what are
line
you talking
of
about?
fucking
What are you saying?
licorice.
You want a tasteless candy? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm just saying that I can understand why people need something to moisturize
It's
their
not,
mouth.
it's not for bedtime. I'll tell you what. Whatever
does it
they
have
need
to
it
be
for, it's
tasteless?
not for bedtime.
because you don't want the sugar. That's why.
So what's it made out of?
I made a
Fuck?
declaration, dude. How
made
else am I
out of
supposed to do it if
potato?
I'm waking up in the middle of the night eating fucking
They
sour
got smart
heads?
sweets, bro. They taste. You could taste them.
No, that's chewable. We
So
need, like,
I'll tell you
something-
what, though, the stuff that this shit's
It's like a
made out
Werther's
of,
with no taste.
if you
Yeah.
want to talk, like, if you guys get into anything like, and you could do a deep dive on this shit, but like on your gut microbiome, super important for your immune system and for just everything.
Yeah.
This stuff's made out of synthetic sugar substitutes,
Yeah, I read that.
like polydextrose and
That's the worst part about it. when I read that.
erythritol or whatever.
I think it sounds like it's worse for me.
Yeah, exactly. This fucking it's Flava Flav. They those things destroy your gut microbiome. Destroy
Not
them.
mine.
All synthetic sugars. So
So
all you
that's-
Diet Coke drinking motherfuckers, get some
Whoa.
kimchi in you.
Bro, we've been on
like
that.
kimchi.
We've been on that
Love
Zevia,
kimchi.
bro. What are you talking about? We on that
like
natural
Diet
fake
Coke.
sugar, bro.
I like Diet Coke and kimchi, so I'm just
Catch me on that Coke Zero,
Yeah.
bro.
You're just net zero.
We got
until you
problems.
die.
Yeah.
Oh, we got problems with stevia now.
Yeah.
I'll put kimchi on a
Stevia?
cracker just as a snack. Love a good kimchi cracker. So I do have a story that I wanted to hit. This is like, but it's just not. There's no time for it, unfortunately. But these sheep walking in circles in China. Big story.
Oh,
And
that's
them finding-
scary, bro. The sheep
I have
walking
not.
in circles. You didn't see
Did you
this,
watch that? I got really caught up in it.
bro?
It was
Me
tripping
too.
out.
That's the type of stuff that makes me nervous.
Yeah,
I'm
right?
like, wait, this is the end of the world that I didn't predict. Like the sheep just start walking in circles. They've been doing it for 10 days in a row.
There's
100 sheep.
And just the way it's filmed, it's just like trips you out. You feel like you're watching. I don't know. I got really.
I
Caught
feel
up
like
in it.
I'm watching Nope, the movie.
You know what? I like to give them props on the geometric symmetry of that fucking circle they're walking in.
That's why it's crazy.
That's round like
But why?
like
Why is
like
this
God's
happening?
asshole. Like it's perfection.
I mean,
Not my,
that's
not,
why.
not
It's
my
a
God.
perfect opening.
You're not talking about my God like that.
I am the very same.
And you're definitely not talking about their God like that.
Yo, are you gonna go? Oh my God!
But I know you're definitely not talking about their God like that. Because we're not talking about their God.
Okay, let's end this. I'm done.
Yo, listen. We're laughing. Always laughing, having fun. Guys, thank you so much for listening to the podcast. Leave a like, leave a comment, a rating, a review, share it with a friend. All that does a lot for the podcast. We love doing it. I hope you guys are enjoying it. I read the comments. You guys are saying you're enjoying it. And we got some big plans. More talking. You're going to fucking love the things that we talk about coming up. Shout out to Donnie Ducats. Shout out to Big Lynch. And use code EPIC if you buy any G Fuel. Get up to 30% off. Head over to epicmealtime.com if you want to buy some merch. We do. We got merch. We got podcast merch up. Shit, I said it, so now we got to do it. Yeah.